Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, we will be learning about AWS. We will be covering the various concepts of AWS and try to learn things in a practical way and not in a theoretical way. So we will be performing various demos and try to learn the things. So in this tutorial, we will be learning about security groups. We will see how security groups acts as a layer of filtering the traffic at the EC2 instance level. So if you look mainly where all the filtering of traffic happens, first is at the OS level where the ports are opened or closed, and AWS provides two additional layers to filter the traffic. First is at the EC2 instance level where our security groups comes into picture, and second is at our subnet level where our NACLs comes into picture. So in this video we will be focusing on security groups. So yeah, let us first go ahead and launch an EC2 instance, and post that we can play around with the inbound and outbound rules and see how they behave if we change those. So let me go ahead and launch. uh, so I'll be launching a Windows Server 2016, this one. I'll be launching T2 Micro, which is free tier eligible, and I will be launching it in default VPC. Uh, for now we don't have to worry about this because our sole purpose here is to learn about security groups, so we can launch it in default VPC. And I will be enabling the public IP, and I will add some storage. I'll give it a name. I'll give it name my SGVM. That's fine. Now here is where we define our security group. I will be giving it the name as launch wizard 5. So what it says is RDP on port 3389 from anywhere. So what this means is anyone can get into this particular VM if they have the key, which I will be downloading after I launch this instance. So even when you are watching this video, even if you have this particular key which I will be downloading, then even you can get into this particular VM. But we don't want that, right? Because we don't want anyone to get into our VMs and do something. So what companies generally do is they give the CIDR range of the VPC or the subnets from where they want to accept the traffic. So in development environment or production environment, that is what they prefer. But as of now, as we are just testing, I will be giving it from anywhere. So yeah, I'll be going ahead and launching this particular instance. Keep this in mind that this is not a good idea, but as we are testing, I'll be keep it from anywhere. Launch. I'll be creating a new key pair. I'll give it name as my sec. I'll be downloading the key pair and launch instance. View instances. So it will take around 1 or 2 minutes for it to come up. By then we can look into the security groups. So let me go ahead to that particular tab, and if you see in the inbound rules, the rules which we defined while launching the instance, those are nothing but the inbound rules. So you can see here what we defined: RDP on port 3389 from anywhere, so anyone can access it if they have the key. And if you go to the outbound rules, what you see is all traffic is allowed to the internet. Okay, so this is the part to internet. So all traffic is allowed, which means if I go ahead and launch this VM and get into that VM, I will be able to access google.com because anything is allowed. So you can go to internet and you can download and you can do your stuff. So this comes by default. So you need to keep that in mind that when you launch a default security group, the outbound rules, everything is allowed, and inbound rules, you define what ports you want to open. So if you generally see, security groups are used for whitelisting the traffic, which means which all ports you want to open, you can open. So it is used for whitelisting. You don't have a rule like to deny the traffic that is applicable in NACLs, but in security groups we can only allow the things. allow the ports. So yeah, that's the point I wanted to make. So let us go ahead and check if it is running. So it will take around 1 or 2 minutes. So I will be pausing this video and we'll be back. So our instance is up and running. The health checks have passed as well, as you can see. So I will be connecting to this particular VM. So I will be using the RDP client. So you can download the RDP desktop file and you can get the password. So just hit on browse and the key which you have downloaded and open that and decrypt the password. Copy the password and get into that VM. So I will be pasting the password and okay. As you can see, I am able to get into that particular VM. So it will come up in 1 or 2 minutes. There will be a black screen at first and it takes around 1 minute to come up. So first what I will be doing is, as soon as it comes up, I will be showing you that I will be able to access google.com, because you saw right in outbound rules that all traffic is allowed. So I will be able to access google.com. And post that, what I will be doing is I will be installing IIS web server, which is a web server from Microsoft, which comes along with OS. By default it runs on port 80. So we will be installing that web server and we will try to access it from my laptop, and we'll see that if we are able to access it or not. So there we will get the complete understanding of that. So yeah, it's coming up. Let us give it around 1 minute so that it's stable after some time. So I'll try to access Internet Explorer. As it is newly launched, it takes some time, so be patient with that. You have to just click on OK here, and then I'll try to access google.com. Hit on OK, and these are the things that you need to add. So just click on add and you will be able to see that. Just here click on add, close. As you can see, I am able to access google.com, right? So that point is justified. Now this is fine. Now I want to show you something that if I try to access port 80, local, this is where on the default port on which IIS web server runs. As of now I have not installed, right? So I won't be able to access it. It will come as not able to access. So let me just show you that this page can't be displayed, right? Now I will be going ahead and launching the IIS web server. So go to server manager, you'll find the option to enable the IIS web server over there. So this particular screen takes some time, so we can wait for it. When this particular blue line goes off, we can say that yeah, it's stable. So you have to just click on next when you want to install. I will be showing you that. Add rules and features, click on that, click on next. click on next. So here is where you need to check mark that IIS web server, hit on add features, next, next, and you just need to keep on hitting next and then click on install. So it will take around 2 minutes, so I will be pausing this video, and when the installation is complete I will restart. So we are back. So our IIS installation is complete, so I will be closing this, and the thing which we were trying to access before, the local host, which is nothing but the IIS web server, now we will try to refresh it, and as you can see it comes up, right? The IIS web server comes up. So this is what I wanted to show you. Now one more thing which I wanted you guys to understand is about the that security groups are stateful. Okay, so what that means is, if the traffic is allowed in one direction, the response of the traffic flows over that particular connection irrespective of what is defined in the other rule, which is inbound or outbound. So if you can see, this particular google.com runs on HTTPS, right? Correct. So if you go to the security groups, and as you can see in the outbound rules, all traffic is allowed, right? So it is able to access google.com, but in the inbound rules, like port 443 is not allowed. Nothing is there about port 443. But even then, this particular VM can go to google.com and get the response from that particular server and come back. So it is stateful, which means irrespective of what is defined in the other inbound or outbound rule, it does not care. If it is allowed in one direction, the response of the traffic goes in the other direction. So that is what you just need to keep in mind. So yeah, that point is clear as well. So now what we'll do is, this particular IIS web server is running on port 80, right? So now I'll try to access it from my laptop. Let's see if we are able to do that. So let me go to instances and pick up the public IP of that, and I will be pasting it. And we want to access port 80, right? Which runs, it by default runs on port 80. So hit on enter. I won't be able to access it, right? Because port 80 is not allowed in our inbound rules, so it can't go through. So I will just make an edit into the inbound rules. Now I'll be enabling the port 80, which is nothing but HTTP runs on port 80. By default the port is 80 and from anywhere. Okay, and save rules. So the rules are saved now. So now if I hit on, see, I didn't even hit and it comes up. So it does not even take a second. So this point is important from certification point of view, that how long it takes for the changes to be effective. So it is immediate, right? It came up immediately if we allow. So this is what I wanted you to know, guys. And post that, one more thing which we can do is, I'll go to the outbound rules, and here all traffic is allowed, right? So I'll make an edit into the outbound rules. I'll remove this particular rule and save the changes. So now if I try to access the google.com, I should not be able to, right? So I'll hit on save rules, and if I go over here, this particular screen goes off. So what we can do is, again we can log in to the VM. So I'll be closing this, and I will again try to log into that VM and show you guys that this time I won't be able to access google.com, because as you saw, right, the outbound rules are removed. I think I have the password already copied, so I'll be directly, no, I don't have, so I need to get that. Browse, open, decrypt password. I will copy the password and again try to log into the VM. And this time if I try to access google.com, I won't be able to. Let me hit on refresh. As you can see, it's waiting for google.com, and after some time it will show that not able to access. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. See, the page can't be displayed, correct? But still our this particular IIS web server is accessible. So because security groups are stateful, right? So if you see in the inbound rules, I have defined port 80 is allowed. So if the traffic goes in one direction, the response of the traffic is allowed in other direction, irrespective of whether it is defined in the outbound rules. So as you can see, it is able to access. So that's what the point I wanted to make. So yeah, that's it on this particular topic. So I will be making few other videos as well, like on NACLs, VPC and other things. So if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button as well. I will try to post the videos as soon as possible. Thank you so much.